The film begins with a celebration at the village leader's house, and everyone is enjoying the party. Among the attendees is a girl named Najazia. Najazia is annoyed with her fiancé, a police officer, because he is always busy and has not yet officially proposed to her. Najazia gets into an argument with him. Her fiancé apologizes to her and takes an engagement ring out of his pocket to propose officially. Unfortunately, Najazia does not notice the ring, and he immediately puts it back in his pocket because he receives a work call from the police station telling him to come immediately because he is late. He puts the ring away, apologizes, and reconciles with her, telling her, "I will come to you tonight with a nice surprise," meaning the ring, but after he finished work. He then leaves immediately. But the point is that as soon as he leaves, another car comes to the same place, crashes into the celebration, literally destroys it, breaks chairs, and knocks guests to the ground. Of course, the leader of the place is annoyed and goes to the driver to argue with him. He is shocked because he finds the driver convulsing violently. Suddenly, he turns into a zombie, attacks him, knocks him to the ground, and starts biting him in a very shocking scene filled with terror and screams from all the guests. The question here is, how did this person turn into a zombie, and what brought him here? To answer this question, we will go back exactly 5 hours, no more. We are now at a pharmaceutical factory called Wani Waras, and we see that the workers there are making a very new herbal elixir. This elixir is still new and has literally not been fully tested. They are now sending a bag containing this elixir to the factory president and another bag to the factory president's girlfriend, who lives in the city. Remember that a bag was also sent to her, because I will tell you what the story is about later. A little later, the factory worker arrives at the factory president's palace and gives the bag containing the elixir to the servant there. Of course, the servant takes the bag from him and gives it to the president. Without thinking, the president opens the bag and takes a dose of this elixir. He then sits for a while talking to his wife, Kara. On the other side, Nis, the president's daughter, is now in the car with her husband Rudi and their son Han, going to the palace. This is because Nis has the contracts for selling the factory, as they agreed with her father that she would sell the entire factory, take her share, and her other brother would take his share, because the factory is currently losing money. Also, she wants to start her own project, and she also wants to divorce her husband Rudi very soon because she suspects he doesn't love her, and also knows he cheated on her once. So the three of them actually move in the car, and after a while, they arrive at the palace. Kara comes out to receive them, but when Nis sees them, she gives her a dirty look because, by the way, Kara was Nis's friend a long time ago. So when Kara married her father, Nis hated her very much because she felt she did it because she was greedy for the factory and her rich father, because, as you know, she is young and he is an old man, so she must be greedy. But the truth is that Kara truly loves this man and is not greedy. That is why Nis can't stand Kara. We continue as we are, and now see the president coming out of the bathroom, shocked. This is because after he took the elixir, he became very young, and his white hair turned black again. You could say the elixir made him young again. Of course, the president is very happy about this because it means the elixir has succeeded. And this is a huge scientific step that could take their company and factory to a completely different level. He can't believe himself, and he is not alone, because when Kara sees him, she is also shocked and asks him how he became young again like this. He tells her it is all because of the elixir his factory made. She is very, very happy. She then takes him down to meet Nis and Rudi. At this moment, both of them are surprised by the father's appearance when they see him, but they don't pay attention to it and talk to him about the important thing, which is the factory sale contracts. The president then tells them that, after deep thought, he will not sell the factory. Everyone is surprised by this because he changed his mind suddenly. The president tells them he changed his mind because of the new elixir his factory made, because this elixir will change the world as soon as it starts to be sold and will achieve huge sales that have never happened in history. Therefore, he cannot sell the factory. His daughter was surprised by what he was saying, and he told her he tested the elixir on himself and it succeeded, and he became young like before. But Nis did not care about all this and told him she is getting divorced soon and needs the money because she wants to open a project. She also gets very angry at him and yells at him because she completely rejects his opinion. She and her older brother. By the way, her older brother's name is Bang, and Bang will appear in a little while, but now we will continue the fight. We hear the president getting straight to the point with Nis and confirming to her that no matter what happens, he will not sell the factory. He grabs the contracts, tears them up, and throws them in her and her husband's faces. Suddenly, the president's body starts to convulse violently, and terrible wounds begin to appear on his neck, as if the president is literally burning from the inside and his skin is melting. He then falls to the ground and continues to bleed heavily from his mouth, amidst the shock and terror of his wife and daughter. He continues to bleed heavily from his mouth until he completely passes out. Of course, everyone is scared and leaves him lying on the ground while trying to call an ambulance. At this time, the president gets up again, but he has turned into a complete zombie. He turned into a zombie because of the elixir he took. But after he turned into a zombie, he got up like a madman and attacked the servant who was in the house, pinned him to the wall, and bit his neck. Not only that, but after he finished him off, he attacked the driver who appeared at the very beginning of the film, if you remember. He knocked him to the ground and vomited a lot of blood on his face, in his eyes, and in his mouth, covering his face completely with blood. The driver continued to scream for help. Bang finally appears and comes to save the driver, pulling his father far away. At that time, he is terrified when he sees his father like this. He continues to push him away because the father knocks him to the ground and tries to bite him too. He continues to scream and push him far away. Also, the sister and Kara come and try to help. They start to pull the president far away, but they cannot. Bang has a toy gun that shoots arrows, so he uses it by mistake and shoots his father with an arrow in the head, finishing him off. At this moment, Kara breaks down crying over her husband who died, and Bang continues to cry too over what he did because he didn't mean to, but his father was going to kill him. Of course, Nice continues to break down crying as well. After that, Rudi goes to the driver and asks him to get in the car and go report what happened here to the police and bring them and the ambulance. The driver says okay, moves the car, and leaves. As for Rudi, he enters the palace again. At that time, he is terrified when he sees the servant whom the president bit has turned into a zombie. He literally doesn't have time to be shocked because the servant attacks Kara to bite her. Rudi starts to help her and push him away. Kara is also able to kick him and push him away, but he returns and attacks Rudi again. This time, the maid who was here in the house also intervenes to save him. Unfortunately, the servant, now a zombie, leaves Rudi and attacks her, biting her hand. He then pins her to the wall and continues to eat her. In the meantime, Bang is sitting crying in his car with his sister Nice because of what he did to his father and that he killed him. Amidst his grief, he notices zombies attacking each other behind the car. He tells his sister Nice about them. Nice is shocked and gets out of the car to see what is happening. As soon as she reaches the car, the female zombie sees her and runs at her to bite her. At that time, of course, Nice is paralyzed with shock and fear and cannot move. But luckily, her brother Bang intervenes, reverses the car quickly, hits the zombie with the car, runs over her, and cuts her in half. Then Nis takes her brother and they enter the palace again because there is a disaster happening inside. They are both terrified when they don't find anyone in the palace. She continues to look for her son and husband here and there like a madwoman, terrified and afraid that something has happened to them. Amidst their terror, the maid who had turned into a zombie gets up and runs after her and her brother Bang. So Nis and Bang are terrified and run out of the palace. Bang is able to close the palace door behind them so the zombie won't come out after them. He and his sister then go to get in the car. At this moment, they are shocked when they reach the car because they don't find the zombie that was cut in half under the car at all. They find her, now crawling at top speed to attack them. So Bang acts, kicks her, sends her flying, and then quickly gets in the car with his sister Nis, and they leave here completely. On the other side, the driver, whom Rudi asked to go report to the police, has started to turn into a zombie as well. This is because, although he wasn't bitten, a very large amount of blood fell from the president into his mouth and eyes, so he will also turn into a zombie. Because of this, he couldn't control the car and crashed into the celebration, as we saw at the beginning of the film. He attacked the leader and bit him. Then he left him and started running after the rest of the guests, turning them into zombies one by one. At the same time, we see Kara, Rudi, Han, and the maid with them are fine, thank God, and escaping. But the annoying servant zombie kept running after them, so they hid from him behind the car. The zombie couldn't see them and was about to leave, but Rudi's phone rang. The zombie heard them and came back, attacked them, and grabbed Rudi. He was about to bite him, but Rudi pushed him away. So the zombie noticed Han, who was hiding under the car. He tried to pull his leg to bite him, but the maid saved Han and pulled him out from under the car. Then Kara pulled the zombie, grabbed a shovel, and stabbed him with it. They literally didn't know what to do because he wouldn't die. But at this moment, it starts to rain. The zombie starts to feel distracted. If you want to know why he was distracted by the rain, it's because the rain was falling everywhere, so the sound was distracting him. He didn't know whether to go right, left, or anywhere, so he stayed still in his place because he couldn't determine a specific place to go. At that time, everyone took advantage of this move, took their things, and escaped. A little later, Nis called her husband and was relieved when he answered her and was even more relieved when she knew that he and their son were currently fine. Then Kara asked her to come now with Bang to the leader's house to meet there and take them. She told her okay. Rudi then hung up to catch up and go to the leader's house and wait for Nis there. But after hanging up, he and the rest moved to the leader's house. A little later, the rain stopped, by the way, and they arrived at the leader's house. But unfortunately, he arrived late because the girl was a zombie and they were eating each other. When they see this scene, they are terrified and run away quietly. At that time, a zombie attacks them and bites the maid who was with them. She keeps screaming, and Kara tries to save her because, by the way, she is her mother. But she can't because the other zombies come because of the screaming sound, grab her, and keep eating her. So Rudi quickly pulls Kara and they enter the house, lock the door, and leave the zombies to eat the maid, who is Kara's mother. A little later, Nis and Bang arrive at the leader's house and are also shocked by the destruction in front of the house. Nis is worried about her son and Rudi. She immediately calls Rudi and asks him where he is now. Rudi tells her that he and the rest are in the leader's house and can't come out to them because they are surrounded by zombies. Nis goes crazy and keeps honking the car horn loudly. Because of her stupidity, all the zombies present run towards the car. Bang speeds away with the car, and all the zombies keep running after him. Bang keeps driving, and Nis keeps screaming and crying for her son. Because of her crying and Bang's excessive tension, he doesn't pay attention to the road. A truck was about to hit them, so Bang changed direction. Suddenly, because of this, the car flips over with him and his sister. At this moment, the truck driver stops the car and gets out to check on the people he was about to hit. Indeed, he goes and gets them out of the car and keeps checking on them. The problem is that in the meantime, the zombies that were running after Nis and Bang have arrived here as well. The first thing they do is attack the truck that was there. Because, by the way, this truck was actually full of people going to the celebration that was going on earlier. So, unfortunately, the zombies keep biting and eating them while they are trapped inside the car. In moments, the car turns into a sea of blood, and they all turn into zombies. Of course, Bang and Nis flee like madmen. Because of what happened, all the zombies went to the truck to take the people from it and eat them. Therefore, the leader's house became safe. Rudi, Kara, and Han came out of the house, but because of their bad luck, a zombie was still there and attacked them. Rudi, Kara, and Han were terrified by this sight and ran away from him into the street. They kept running and running until they reached a house. Kara and Han entered and hid in it. As for Rudi, he stayed where he was in front of the house to kill this zombie. The zombie attacked him, knocked him to the ground, and a fight broke out between them. Thank God, Rudi killed him and entered the house immediately. But he was covered in a lot of blood from everywhere and was very tired, by the way. In the meantime, Rudi was sitting with his son, who was literally leaning on him. The disaster is that Rudi, while sitting now, noticed that he was bitten on his hand. He was very sad because he knew now that he was going to turn into a zombie. He held his son with all sadness and kept telling him that he loves his mother very much and never wanted to divorce her, and wants to convey to her that he loves her. He asked him to take care of his mother later and hugged him. Of course, Han kept crying hard at his father's words because he didn't want to lose him, but Rudi pushed Han away because he felt he was about to turn. At this moment, Kara came too and noticed that something strange was happening to Rudi now, so she moved them far away. Then she was shocked when she saw Rudi turn into a zombie and come to attack them. From the shock, she can't move, and Rudi was about to bite her and Han, but Kara acted, saved Han, hit Rudi with a bottle on his head, took Han, entered a room, and locked the door on them. But Rudi went even crazier and kept pushing the door with all his might. Because of this, Kara couldn't hold on, and the door opened. Because of Rudi's rush, the door opened, and he hit the water machine. Its handle stabbed Rudi in the stomach and pinned him in place. Kara takes this opportunity, takes Han, leaves the room, locks the door again, and traps Rudi in his place. A little later, luckily, Najija comes to this house as well. Because, by the way, this house belongs to her. She is fine, but she is terrified when she sees someone here. She raises a knife at them because she is afraid they might be infected. But Kara swears to her that she and Han are fine and are only here to hide in the house from the zombies outside. Najija is reassured and lowers the knife. Simultaneously with what is happening, Nis and Bang have arrived at the village police station. They kept telling the officers there while terrified. If you notice, among these officers is the officer who was with Najija in the very first video. But that is not our topic now. Now, the officers, of course, did not believe their words and remained unbelieving until another officer came to them terrified from outside and told them literally that a large number of people are coming to the station. Of course, the officers were terrified, and some of them went out to check for themselves. Indeed, they confirmed it and saw a large number of zombies eating someone next to the station, so they were very scared. Their fear doubled when they saw the rest of the zombies that were in the car coming running at them. Unfortunately, they didn't have time to act due to the tension, and the zombies attacked them and began to eat them one by one. But only one officer was injured and managed to escape and return to the station quickly. The officer at that time, who is Najeeja's fiancé, was shocked when he saw him and brought him into the station quickly. He, Bang, and Nis then closed the station door because a large army of zombies came outside and is now pushing the door, wanting to enter the station. Thank God, they are able to close the door successfully without any problems. The only problem is that the officer who escaped and returned to the station was injured and bitten on his neck. He continued to bleed heavily, then immediately turned into a zombie. He attacked the second officer, Najeeja's fiancé, and was about to bite him, but he was able to push him away. The zombie didn't stop and attacked Bang again, pinning him to the bench. Nis hit him with something on his head and pushed him far away from her brother. Bang got up, grabbed a fire extinguisher, and sprayed it in his face. Then, the three of them pushed him and locked him in the cell. After what happened, the officer called the nearby police station to send forces to help him. At the same time as this call, another call comes to Nis's phone. Nis answers quickly and finds that Kara is the one talking to her. Nis asks her about Han and Rudi. Kara reassures her about Han and that he is fine, but upsets her and tells her that unfortunately, Rudi turned into a zombie and died. Nis is very, very sad and cannot stop crying. Bang takes the phone from her and talks to Kara, telling her that they are currently in the police station and surrounded by zombies, but help is coming very soon from another police station near here. He reassures her that when this help comes to save them, they will come to help them too and get them out of their place. Everyone is reassured. Then she takes the phone from him and talks to her son, Han, reassuring him that she will come to save him. Han is reassured and reassures his mother. Nis then hangs up the phone and continues to cry in her brother's arms over her husband who died. In the meantime, the zombies had all gathered in front of the station in unnatural numbers. The officer was still talking to support and knew that they had arrived next to the station and would save him. But that's not the problem. The problem is that the officer heard on the radio the support forces screaming, so he gets very scared. Consequently, he turns off the radio and he, Bang, and Nis go up to see what the situation looks like from above. At that moment, everyone is shocked because the zombies attacked the support and ate them all. Now, literally in front of the station, there are large numbers of zombies, and it is impossible to get out of here unless a miracle happens. The three of them are very sad and confirm that they are going to die. They return to the station again and sit silently. Nis calls Kara on the phone and shocks her, telling her that there is no support, and unfortunately, the plan failed. Kara gets sad. Then Nis tells her that she still considers her her best friend, and still remembers the good times they spent together. Kara keeps crying, and then tells her that she truly loved her father, and was not greedy for the inheritance, or marrying him for his money. Nis tells her she knows that, but she wronged her too much, and it was all because she was jealous over her father. In the end, the atmosphere between them clears, and they become friends again. Nis also entrusts her to take care of Han, the child, in case she dies. Kara is sad about her words and reassures her, promising to take care of him. She then hangs up the phone. But a little later in the station, it starts to get dark. The officer takes out the shields in the station and has Nis and Bang wear them because there is no other solution, and they must get out of the station, even if they go out among the zombies. By the way, he gets a good idea, which is that they will use the fireworks that were in the station here, set them off, and throw them far away from the station so the zombies run after the sound of the firecrackers and move away from the door. Thus, the three of them can get out without any problems. Everyone likes this plan, and they start executing it immediately. The first thing they do is Bang opens the door a little, and the officer puts the fireworks launcher out of this opening and starts firing rockets far away from the station. All the zombies then run automatically after these rockets and move far away from the station. So Nis, Bang, and the officer get out of the station to escape. Everything was going great until an annoying zombie saw them and of course came running at them. He was forced to use his gun and fired several shots at him, killing him. Because of the sound of the gun, the zombies came back again, heard the sound, and attacked them madly. Unfortunately, Nis, Bang, and the officer are surrounded by zombies from all sides, and literally, the only thing separating them from death are the shields they are holding in their hands. The situation is very difficult, and literally, they have a little bit left before they are squeezed and eaten by the zombies. Nothing will solve it except a miracle. And thank God, their luck is good, and the miracle happens. Literally, it starts to rain, and lightning and thunder start everywhere. Of course, when the zombies hear the sound of lightning, thunder, and rain here and there, they stop and start looking at the sky like idiots. They keep looking at the sky while the rain falls on them. Nice and those with her take advantage of this opportunity and pull themselves quietly from among the zombies. They are about to escape, but the rain stops. The zombies go crazy again and attack them. A zombie knocks Nice to the ground and is about to bite her, but Nice uses the gun she has and kills him. She gets up and is terrified when she sees her brother and the officer surrounded by zombies. Bang yells at her and asks her to escape and go save Han and Kara, and he will go back with the officer to the station. She listens to him and escapes. Bang and the officer push the zombies quickly and return to the station again from the back door. As for Nice, she continues to run until she meets the truck that had an accident with them in the morning. It was, of course, empty, so Nice gets in the car and tries to start it, but she can't. The zombies come after her and surround the car from all directions. She keeps screaming and crying and doesn't know what to do, but in the meantime, Nice notices Kara, Najesia, and Han riding a scooter. They are coming now, of course, to the station to catch up with the rest, but now they stop far away from the car she is currently in. Nice keeps screaming at them and honking the car horn for them to escape from here because there are many zombies, but they can't, because the scooter breaks down and all the zombies run towards them. Nice is about to go crazy, so to keep the zombies away from her son, she lights fireworks she had in the car and attracts the attention of all the zombies, keeping them away. She then gets out of the car and goes to Han, Kara, and Najesia. She hugs her little son. She doesn't have time to check on the rest because a zombie comes now. Of course, when they see it, they all flee to the car and get in, but the zombie is fast and grabs Kara. Nice acts and sticks a knife in the zombie's head, killing it. She then gets in the car with the rest. Kara starts the car and moves with it. She keeps driving fast, hitting all the zombies she finds in her face like a madwoman. She was literally driving at a crazy speed. From the shock the car took, the brakes fail. The car enters the station, breaks the doors of the place, enters towards the officer and Bang, and destroys the whole place because of what happened. Unfortunately, the car hits Bang and stops on his legs. His sister is shocked when she sees him like this, trapped, and she can't get him out. She tries to pull him, but she can't. The zombies start to enter from everywhere inside the station, so Bang pushes her away, grabs the machine gun, and keeps shooting at the zombies. At the same time, a zombie has actually broken into the station from the other side. The officer grabs his machine gun and keeps killing it, trying at the same moment to protect Najesia. In the midst of this chaos, unfortunately, Najesia goes to stand next to the cell and doesn't notice that there is a zombie locked inside. Unfortunately, this zombie attacks her and bites her arm. Her fiancé goes crazy when he sees her and kills the zombie. Then the zombies storm the place and attack him and Najesia, eating him in a very sad scene. Simultaneously with this sadness, Nice is still trying to get her brother out from under the car so they can all escape. At that time, a zombie passes through the broken gates, and the sad thing is that this zombie turns out to be Rudi, her husband. Nice gets sad when she sees him. She and Bang grab him and pull him far away from her son. She yells at Kara to shoot him and kill him. Kara listens to her, grabs the gun, and finishes him off. After that, all the zombies break the windows and start entering in very large quantities. Bang tells his sister that he won't be able to escape with her because he is trapped, and she must leave, and he will buy her some time. He decides to sacrifice himself, cries, pushes Nice away, and asks her to take her son and Kara and run away from here quickly. Nice keeps crying and refuses to leave him, but Kara pulls her by force and they leave the station. After that, Bang lights the fireworks he had with him. He sees the gasoline dripping from the car and decides to blow up the place. The place explodes with all the zombies in it. Literally, Bang and everyone inside died, but at least they eliminated a large number of zombies. Nice, Kara, and Han had reached far away and saw the station burning like this. They were literally in the depths of their grief over Bang and everyone who died inside. They were about to get on the scooter and escape. At that time, Nice noticed that she was, unfortunately, also injured in her hand from the attack that happened to them in the station. She gets very sad and cries. Kara also gets sad when she sees her like this. As for Nice herself, she talks to Han and tells him that she won't be able to go with them, unfortunately, because she is infected. Her son keeps crying because he lost his father and is also going to lose his mother. He refuses to leave her. She hugs him while crying and reassures him that she will get better and be treated and then come after them. Then Nice leaves him and goes to talk to Kara, reminding her that she promised her before that she would take care of her son Han. Kara cries hard, hugs her, and promises her that she will take care of him. Nice thanks her, takes the gun from her, and yells at her and Han to leave here. Consequently, they immediately take the scooter and start to leave. At that time, Nice lights the fireworks and gathers all the zombies around her to buy time for Kara and the little boy to escape from here. She is able to buy time, and all the zombies go towards her. In a very sad scene, she takes the gun she had and kills herself before she turns. Kara and the child Han escape from this place completely and go towards the city. But I want to tell you that this is a disaster, because I remember when I told you at the beginning of the video that the factory sent 2 bags. One bag to the president and another bag to his girlfriend who is in the city. So the next day, we see this bag arrived at his girlfriend who is in the city. Without thinking, she also took this elixir and started to turn, unfortunately. This means she will turn, and this will, of course, be a problem, because she lives in a city. But unfortunately, the ending was sad, but the film in general was very enjoyable. And that's it. Goodbye.